What's up, squad? We got another part of Red Dead 2 that we're going to try and tackle today. Already on part number 4, so we've definitely made some early progress. So last time we ventured into our first town, the quaint town of Valentine. We checked out a couple of the buildings that are accessible within the town. We checked out the general store and all the products that it has to offer. We checked out the hotel where you can get a bath to clean your character, which gets dirty over time. So now we're going to continue to kind of explore the city of Valentine. We stayed in town overnight. The gang members that we rode into town with left. They went back to our base camp just outside of Valentine. We bought a room at the hotel and stayed here overnight. I had the I thought it would be good to just stay here instead of having to ride back and forth. We'll wake up in the morning, which here we are now. And we can continue to go through the town kind of systematically, checking out all the buildings, what they have to offer. And we can do everything right while we're here so that we don't have to kind of keep going back and forth. So there's a couple missions that have opened up in the town since. So we have a stranger mission, our first stranger mission. That's more than likely going to be in Keen's saloon over here. We also have the other saloon over here where Javier is likely to be, and the barber is over there. We checked out the butcher last time, so we'll hit up the gunsmith. We'll cross the street to the police station, the sheriff's office, and we'll check out how these bounties work. And then we might as well hit up the saloon. So I think the gunsmith is just in this building here.
Hello. Oh, new marksman in town. Welcome.
So I hear.
Good morning, sir.
Let's have a look.
So the most expensive thing that we've come across in the game so far have actually been some of the outfits. Ooh. That the general store was selling. I imagine these guns are probably going to be pretty pricey as well. We're talking 150.
If you need anything, let me know.
250. We have some carbine repeaters there. I own one of them. And then, of course, I own the Cattleman revolver, but that's the cheapest one. So we can kind of upgrade our weapons as we make money. Quite a lot of rifles. We have shotguns.
If that paper boy stays at
Got
that
a
post
sawed
next to my
off.
shop
I don't have any other
I
type.
may lose it. Very dangerous for a gunsmith to snap.
And he's also going to sell ammunition just like the general store. Now here are some interesting things. So we have an upgraded bandolier, which will increase the capacity of our ammo by 50%. An upgraded holster.
Cornwall, kerosene, and tar. Must be something else going on there.
Upgraded gun belt. Keeps your gun condition well maintained. So it appears that over time your guns are going to degrade, and you have to use oil or try and take care of them as best as possible. So that's something that I didn't know, and something that's definitely
worth a
good
shot.
to know. I'm going to want to bank some
All the
cash
trouble in balance.
just
Hey,
in
wait,
case
get
my
back.
rifle
Now that's all,
gives out
baby.
on me. Sorry, dude.
I'm sorry, partner.
Better load next visit.
Jesus, I'm surprised you didn't just open fire on me there. Okay, so again, that's good stuff to know. This is the sheriff's office, just across the street.
Well, looky here. Maybe this is our man.
You a bounty hunter, mister?
Maybe. It depends.
Well, I'm guessing you ain't here to pass the day, turn yourself in, or discuss the finer points of county law. Then I don't need to know much more than that, till I got a reason to.
All right.
You smell that? This here's a livestock town, mister. Attracts delinquents and reprobates like flies. Now, I'm not a fellow to pass a quick judgment, but I've been around long enough to know you don't hire a saint to catch a sinner. You bring me what I need, and I'll pay you well, and I won't ask no questions.
So, what is it you need?
Why don't you have a look at that poster on the wall over there?
He's a low-down huckster. He's been poisoning folks with his miracle cure from here to Annesburg. Killed more than Landon Ricketts without even pulling a trigger. Gets some kind of sick satisfaction out of it.
Filler over at the saloon says he thought he saw him by the gorge straight north of here. You think you can bring him in? The money's good. I need him alive, though. I want to make sure the women he witted get compensated before he swings.
I'll see what I can do.
Well, good luck to you.
And we need him alive. That's an important point.
Alive, I got it.
So if I'm not mistaken, the first Red Dead game, not Red Dead Revolver, the first Red Dead Redemption game, I should say,
Hey there. Don't think
had a
I've seen you
similar
in
kind
here
of
before.
bounty hunter
I only keep select
mission.
items on the shelves. Gum and candies behind the shelf, and the medicine and tonics are on the table against the wall. See the catalog if you can't find what you're looking for. Same price there is on the shelves.
So this is the doctor's office.
Something catch your eye?
Pretty straightforward stuff. I'm in pretty good health, and we do already have
Okay,
some health
maybe
cures
next time.
on us. I was thinking of maybe... Yeah, we should be okay. I've got about 5 health cures. I don't think I'm going to need a whole lot more than that, so that's good to know. So we've been around to a lot of the places. Somebody must have brought my horse into town. We have the temporary horse. I guess if my horse is here, we don't need to use the temp horse anymore. Now that the saloon over here is locked, let's just go find that bounty guy and go from there. There's an old church, although I don't believe it's accessible. I can probably head up there and check it out, though. So there's one of the saloons. That's Keen's Saloon. That's where the Stranger mission is going to be. So the church is locked. It's not an area that we can currently access anyways. I have a feeling that something might take place in that church though.
Back to work, boy.
Jesus. Looks like I'm drunk driving with a horse. It's kind of like any driving game. Take like GTA for example. I find that every time I play a GTA game for the first time, the driving always seems very sensitive until you get used to, okay, this is how much I need to press the stick in order to turn. You kind of adjust to it a little bit. So the guy we're looking for was last seen at this gorge just north of town. But we've got to make sure that we do not kill him. He's got to stay alive here.
Load up.
So I don't want to surprise this guy too much by going in on my horse. If I'm pretty close here, I think I might just go in by foot. Okay, he's still a little ways away, so we'll continue on with Epona here. So we have to try and locate him.
Easy now.
I've already been really blown away with the scenery of this game. Every location that I've been to so far has felt so real and kind of like majestic in a sense. And this is another really great location, and every location has been wildly unique too, including the town of Valentine. So, of course, the Snowy Mountain area was quite unique. Uh-oh, here we go.
Are you Benedict Albright? Oh, sir? Huh. Kind of look like him. And I was told he'd be up here. No, not me, sir. It's because I want to buy some medicine. And I heard good things. I'll pay in gold if you could help me find him. It's just my mother's real sick. Oh, well, if that's the case, it's for a sick woman. I'd be happy to help. I'm a healer, you know? A medical man. Finest medicine in the state. Game's over, mister. Put your hands up. I'm taking you in. Taking me in? What for? Apparently that stuff you're pushing is killing folk. And there's a price on your head. I don't know, it ain't my business. Come on, partner, that's crap. I'm a healer. I got an aura. I speak to spirits. I'm a scientist. Folks get real angry for no good reason. This is a mistake. Keep your hands up, buddy. They only want you for questioning. I have to insist that this is a mistake. Don't be a fool. Hold on. I'm slipping. Shit. Oh. Oh, you saved me! Now come on, buddy, let's make this easy. What, you're taking me in? It's just for questioning. Oh, you saved my life! Ain't we had enough drama? I'd be better off jumping. They expressly told me not to kill you. Oh, this is about you. Don't jump! Or what? You can't shoot me, huh? Please. I'll take my chance. Come here! Bye, friend! Really do not like you.
And the chase is on.
Yeah! Master! Shit. I gotta cross! Swim to the edge! Grab onto something! Yeah! Get over to the bank! Look out! The rapids! Hold your breath! Yeah. Oh, no! Yeah. Don't you dare drown! Yeah! Help! Help! Save me! Throw a rope or something, please! Have you got a lasso? Please! Throw me a rope! You saved me! Let me go! Let me go!
God damn it.
It is fate I should be free!
Jesus.
Who made you God, friend? Who made you judge? I'm only in it for the money. That's even worse.
Yep, basically.
It does seem that way. All right, let's take you in. This is very kind of you.
So he reminds me of the dude from Red Dead 1 who went around to different places trying to sell his snake oil. What the hell? Is that a person? Is that a person?
That ain't my path to walk.
Jesus, didn't expect to see another another person. Yeah, there was a dude in Red Dead 1 that went around trying to sell fake snake oil, and John Marston took care of him multiple times. Bastard. I went to the cinematic view there when I was chasing him down, but then there was some weird camera angles, so I switched to the typical third-person view. But then when I got the lasso out, I I couldn't get my horse to turn and you know, to go towards the water to try and lasso him from the horse. So then I had to get off and chase him. And then I was like, can I just tackle him or do I have to lasso him? But nonetheless, he's mine now. We haven't died. We've only died once, I think, and that's when the wolves killed us way back in like the first part. So I was reading that it's actually very common. Good horsey.
Hey, you're okay, girl.
Let's feed my horse. Probably has not been fed in a while. Classical oat kicks.
Good girl.
Good girl. Yeah, that's a good Epona.
Girl?
So apparently you can die in this game simply from riding your horse into a tree or a rock. So you have to be careful while you're on horseback. That's why I'm trying to be very tight about my corners and whatnot. Riding through deep water with a hogtied passenger will cause them to likely fall off and drown.
Easy, easy.
Whoa.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, so now we gotta take him back to the sheriff's office and collect our reward. Turn in the bounty, carry him into the sheriff's station, and drop him into an empty jail cell.
I think I must be suffering from exposure. Suffer a little longer.
Should have thought about all the people you killed, you jackass.
Oh, I seem to keep blacking out. You do seem to keep blacking out.
I'm a huge GTA fan. I'm a huge Rockstar fan in
This
general.
isn't necessary. I'm a medical man, a healer. It's all just a big mistake. Oh, I don't feel very well. I told you to shut up. Who made you judge? I'm only in it for the money. Oh, I don't feel well at all. You're a bully, sir.
Oh, you got problems?
GTA is probably my favorite Rockstar series. I just like the kind of modern day feel. I like just driving around the city and whatnot. And to be honest with you, I wasn't as blown away with the first Red Dead as, you know, a lot of people. A lot of people I've heard, you know, consider Red Dead Redemption to be one of the greatest games of all time.
Come on, man.
I think that there are better Rockstar games than Red Dead Redemption. It's a great, fantastic game, great story. But so far, Red Dead Redemption 2 has beat it and GTA in a lot of ways. I have been extremely happy with how things have been going so far. This is amazing.
More and that's... Oh, my lord. I wasn't expecting you back so soon. Mrs. Calthorpe was just leaving.
Sure. Where you want him?
Cell in the back.
There's been some terrible mistake. I never did it. Any of it. I thought I told you to shut up, partner. But I told you. But nothing. Shut up. And, good luck. It's been real fun. You ain't much of a man. You ask folks for forgiveness, you remember this, partner? I've already forgotten. Now, sure, how much was you offering?
$50. Here.
Thank you. Madam.
Please, remember what I told you.
Damn, that's a nice score. You can begin more bounty missions from bounty posters found around towns.
Come on, girl.
Who's this then?
I liked John Marston as a character from the original Red Dead, but I feel like I'm... I, Okay, my horse just started turning for no reason. That was weird. I'm really liking Arthur Morgan already, though. I like that we play as people in a gang as opposed to being the good guy, like in Red Dead Redemption. Okay, so this is Smithfields. This is another saloon. We haven't checked this out yet, so we will do just that.
Go on and move.
So Javier, Bill, and Charles,
doing, friend?
all acquaintances of ours, friends of ours from the gang, they should all be inside here.
Another round. All right, there we go.
And of course they're getting hammered at the bar. So your typical Western bar. I assume that you can probably buy alcohol here. I believe that some saloons you can play Five-Finger Filet in addition to possibly poker. I know poker was added into Red Dead Online. Not sure if it's in the main game. I would assume so. Typically it's a part of saloons in Western culture. So these just look like rooms above the saloon. Oftentimes saloons have rooms above for, well, devious acts. This one's open, but there's not a whole lot going on. Let's just go talk to Javier and catch up with him.
Oh, Arthur! Arthur, come here. Come here. Come over here. I want you to meet our friends.
Pleased to meet you.
Well, ain't you just a tough-as-teak mountain man?
Oh, you be quiet, Anastasia. Anyone can tell this one is a pussy cat.
Exactly. Yes, he's a pussy cat. Ain't that so, Arthur?
Whatever you say. How much you cost, anyway?
Well, ain't that a nice way to talk to a lady?
Oh, I didn't know I was talking to a lady.
Excuse me.
Well, I must say, you got a fine way with the women, amigo.
Yeah, regular dandy and a charmer. Where's Bill?
Oh, man. I dread to think about it. Hey, hey, hey! There he is!
Watch where you're going! Take it
Are
easy,
you about to
pal.
kiss that guy or
Take it
punch
easy,
him?
huh?
Oh, and we have our answer!
Come here, you! Let's shoot these bastards!
Oh, come on! We can handle these fools!
Who are you fools, huh?
You told me to take it easy!
You're mine now. You ain't much of a fan. Come on, Tam. You wanna fight?
He knocked my hat off. That is totally not cool.
Are you joining us, Arthur?
What the hell's going on down here?
Tommy, stay out of
Come here, you little greaser.
You've earned this!
You hit like a girl, you son of a bitch. Yeah.
That'll do it! Javier, can use some help, Morgan!
Hey, tough guy.
You want some too, huh? Come on, pretty boy.
Pretty boy, you're kidding me. Pretty boy?
Holy crap.
Come on. I ain't even started.
So you get to see rain for the first time. It started raining when we saved last time and woke up in the morning, but when I loaded it back up, it wasn't raining again, so it'd be cool to see the effects. God damn it.
I got this, bitch. All right. I'll crack your damn skull open. Don't take that from him. You show, Tommy.
So much for not getting into any trouble in town.
I hope you got more than ammo. You can't be the best.
Oh.
Put that axe down.
Holy Christ.
Don't go easy on him. Knock his head off.
Stop! Stop! Please! Please! I beg you,
Jesus.
stop! Come, sir. You won the fight already. Surely that's enough.
What business is it of yours?
No business. No business, sir, but please, I beg you.
God
Making new
damn.
friends again, I see, Arthur.
Look who we found sniffing about.
Josiah Trelawney.
The very same.
Well, I thought you'd gone to New York.
And miss all this glamour. You must be joking.
How are you?
Well, quite well indeed. I went to Blackwater looking for you gentlemen. You're not very popular there, it seems. Ah, Javier and Charles. I've missed you. And Bill looking as well as can be. Gentlemen, always a pleasure.
You're right. We ain't too popular in Blackwater.
We left a lot of money there.
And young Sean, it seems.
Sean, you found him.
Yes, I have. He's being held by some bounty hunters, trying to see how much money the government will pay them. I know he's in Blackwater, but there's talk of them moving.
Well, if we step foot in Blackwater... Well, then we're dead men for sure.
There'll be Pinkertons all over the place, but if he's alive, we gotta try.
Yeah, of course.
It's you they want, Dutch.
Always is. Charles, go find out what you can, carefully. Josiah, take Javier. Arthur, go get yourself cleaned up. Join them when you're ready.
Well, what about me?
Well, exactly. What about you?
What does that mean?
Oh, Bill, come on.
Yeah, thanks, Bill. I get beat to a pulp, and now I have to be filthy dirty for the rest of the day until I can get the chance to get another bath, all because he wanted to be a dick and get into a bar brawl. Multiple missions are available in camp. So I think we had another uncle mission back in camp. We're almost done here in Valentine. It's probably a good thing that we ride out of here as soon as possible. Everybody's going to know who we are pretty soon. But I think we've covered most of the ground. I don't need to hang around. I'm not going to go back in that saloon, that's for sure. It's my temp horse. So I just want to do the stranger mission that's here. It should be at the other saloon. So let's go check that guy out.
None of that.
So I did call for my horse. It's gonna send the temporary horse, I think, which is kind of strange, but okay. As long as I got a horse.
What are you waiting
Give more! Please! Prove we ain't a land of savages! Prove we're here for each other!
I guess it's still getting used to the horse riding. It's still a little bit jumpy. I'm trying to get like the corners and stuff turning on the horse to make it look a little bit smoother.
I just want to get a drink. I'm parched.
So you have discovered a stranger. They are marked with a question mark and will give you tasks to perform. The stranger missions are always a lot of fun. So this is Keen's Saloon. A little bit smaller than Smithfield Saloon across town.
Come on, sir. Try to remember what really happened at Sylvia's Saloon back in '76.
Just a lot of bunk, Plato. It's just a lot of bunk.
It's not bunk, Mr. Calloway, sir. It's history.
Ancient history, done and dusted. The dead got off lucky, the living gotta keep suffering. Same as always.
But did you shoot the Newton twins?
I don't give a pig's penis about the Newton twins. One of them was a girl, anyhow.
But you had been friends back in '73. You rode the Alabaster Trail together.
Funny thing about pigs' penises. They're curly, like their tails. Put that in your fucking book, Plato.
Who's your friend
This isn't
there?
going very well. This is Jim Boy Calloway. The Jim Boy Calloway.
Who?
The gunslinger. Fastest left-handed draw that ever drew breath. He once killed 14 men in a fight at Lucy Hollow.
What are you waiting for?
How do you mean?
Well, I reckon right now, kill him yourself.
I don't want to kill him. I want to deify him. He's a god. I'm trying to write his biography.
And how's that going?
I think I prefer the duel. Either I'd kill him and be able to be Baltimore's finest ever gunslinger, or he'd kill me and I could be set free from ever having to speak to him again.
Well, you're starting to understand something very important.
What's that?
The joys of gunslinging. It's win-win, freedom or glory.
That's brilliant. I'm gonna write that down, if I may.
Be my guest.
What's your name?
I don't have a name.
But you are a gunslinger.
Not really. I mean, folks who need shooting, I try and shoot in the back. All that other stuff, it's, well, bunk.
But you fought duels.
Once upon a time, I may have.
And you ain't interested in fame.
I don't think so.
Strange. But you like fortune.
I need money, sure.
Okay. Then forgive me, mister, if I seem a little desperate. I am a little desperate. This book, I've got to make a thing of it, and, well, there's a whole list of gunfighters. Legends, every last one. Emmett Granger, Flaco Hernandez, Billy Midnight, Black Bell.
Never heard of him.
Maybe you can go and speak to them. Ask them about Calloway. Any of them get uppity, shoot them. I can't believe I just said that, but...
You want me to go and find some sad, deluded fools like him, ask if he was the greatest, and then if they get uppity, shoot him?
Does sound a lot worse than it did in my head.
How much you paying?
Well, a lot. Half the proceeds of the book, if you help me get it written.
I'll see what I can do.
Ha! Oh, get photos.
Okay.
And there are notes on the back of those portraits that should lead you to him.
I'll see what I can find out.
I imagine we'll be stuck here upon your return. Here or some other flop house.
Okay, so we have 4 different gunslingers that we need to find. We were given a camera. We need to find the gunslingers, take a picture of the gunslingers, and talk to them a little bit about this dude, this gunslinger in the bar here. And if they get uppity, we're supposed to just shoot them. Elizabeth Coulter, Grand Dame of the Gunslingers. Married 6 times to 6 gentlemen. Gamblers, robbers, outlaws, everyone. Never divorced, dresses in her widow's weeds. Sole remaining survivor of the Coulter-Tobin gang. Outlawed after robbery in Rhodes. Private contract for her life or liberty. Large reward. Last reported sighting near Blue Water Marsh. Do not approach. Too dangerous for mere biographer. So Black Bell, Billy Midnight, Flaco Hernandez, and Emmett Granger. Okay, so that's convenient. It does mark on the map where these people most likely are. So it's going to give me, yeah, Black Belle should be around here according to the notes on Levin's photographs. So this is not a mission that I'm going to be able to accomplish right here, right now. Oh, there's my horse. Way over there. Jesus. So as we kind of make our way down, so why don't we get all 4 people marked on the map? We'll read up about all 4 of these different people. This is Billy Midnight. Looks like a scary feller. Born Willem Schnell, the man who killed Rabbit Matthews. Little known about Midnight before killing. Thought to have been Matthews' rifle cleaner and stable boy. Knew Calloway then. Calloway, that's the guy in the bar there, the drunk gunslinger that we just met with the biographer. Overnight sensation, gained national celebrity, speaking tours, then reenactments from St. Louis to St. Denis, San Fran, etc. Received death threats and suffered attempts on his life. Now a recluse save for regular sightings at Rhodes train station. Ask for him there. We have Flaco Hernandez. The terror of the Grizzlies, wanted in 8 states, runs with a gang of at least 10 stone-cold killers. Is that right? Raids into Annisburg, Valentine, Strawberry, and surround. So this looks like a guy that might be in this area. Gazette reports hideout with west of Coulter, deep in Grizzly Mountains. The Grizzly Mountains is where we were, up in the snow. Unlikely conversationalist. Proceed with CAUTION exclamation point. And then we got Emmett Granger. Pervert, killer, hog fancier. 1882, Beaverbrook Massacre reported sightings. In 86, Laidlaw family disappearance, rumors of involvement. 1890, the Shapiro killing, suspect. Fosse gang arrest, witness. Federal pardon. Why? In 1895, that's the most recent. At present, keeper of hogs near Flatiron Lake. Interview refused. So now if we zoom all the way out, we should have 4 markings for these people. We've got Black Belle, Billy Midnight, Emmett Granger, and Flaco Hernandez. So it might be worth it to ride north to get my horse and then maybe continue north to Flaco Hernandez and take care of him so that we don't have to worry about heading back up to the Grizzlies anytime soon. We can just focus on continuing to head south. As far as I know, that's pretty much everything that we can do here in Valentine. I'm just going to check out the newspaper seller real quick. We got a ton of missions available at camp. Leopold Strauss, Kieran needs to talk with us. Hosea needs to talk with us back at camp. We still have to go see Reverend Swanson, and then we have another gunslinger to take care of there. And then even further south is Javier once again. I don't know why my cursor changed there. So I'll have to just take this temporary horse for now.
Yeah. Hello.
What you got for me, pal?
No complaints. You pushing these papers?
New Hanover Gazette number 27.
I'll take a paper, please.
Thanks. Have a great day.
You? Excuse me.
Jesus. Yeah. Excuse you. So this is the split point. No. Here it is.
You ain't scaring nobody.
Mister? Hey!
Pretty cool stuff. Pitched battle leaves many dead. Outlaws send train on driverless journey. Owned by Leviticus Cornwall. We've heard of him. He's the guy that owned the train that we robbed, right? A private train owned by the railroad, sugar, and oil magnate Leviticus Cornwall was robbed in broad daylight by masked outlaws. That's us. Headed north towards the Grizzlies, the outlaws boarded and stopped the train shortly after it had departed from West Elizabeth. Initial cable sent as of printing time indicates the bloody takeover occurred in order to steal railroad bonds from the personal car of Mr. Cornwall. Shortly after the robbery, the train was set in motion without a driver or crew, barreling dangerously through the area at a high rate of speed. The train was eventually brought to a stop by engineers and lawmen north of Annisburg, who reported a scene of violent struggle and bloody carnage on board. Some engineers and guards from the train survived the slaughter, but were too startled to report much information of value to authorities. Thank God those guys did not turn on us. Remember, I said, oh man, I'm not sure. Maybe I should have killed those last 3 guys on the train because I don't want them to flap their big mouths, but we're safe. Bank boat heist, largest robbery in years. Dutch's boys accused, bounties placed. Okay, so this is about the boat robbery back in Blackwater that happened just shortly before the beginning of this game. Furnishes a sensation among residents. Money believed stashed by outlaws. After a bloody shootout that resulted in the seizure of a large quantity of banknotes being shipped by boat, Pinkerton agency officials have restricted access to the town of Blackwater while a massive manhunt is underway. Officials issued bounties on the heads of Dutch Vanderland and his gang, commonly known as Dutch's Boys. Banks looked to shipping assets via boat as a more reliable means of transportation, impervious from thieves. The deadly attack resulted in the loss of, wow, $150,000. That's a lot of money here. The largest robbery in the region in recent years. Authorities believe that the men may have stashed the money in Blackwater before fleeing. Reports indicate that many are searching high and low for the stash, appending public spaces and neighbors' gardens. Residents of Blackwater view the lockdown with contempt. Businesses who depend on shipments of dry goods, sundries, and catalog sales complain the Pinkertons have caused an unnecessary burden to life and welfare. So the Pinkertons seem to be a pretty prominent gang or group or authority within the Blackwater area, at least, and it seems well beyond the Blackwater area. I'm sure we will come across them sooner or later. And that's interesting that the money is stashed somewhere. And we heard Dutch talking about earlier about how, oh, you know, we have money, but it's back in Blackwater, and there ain't no way we're heading back to Blackwater. Blizzard aftermath in Grizzly. Snowmelt worries those in flood-prone areas. A series of late spring snowstorms rendered the Grizzlies impassable in May, catching many unprepared, having used most of their winter provisions. The snow, often measuring feet in many areas, is unusual this late in the season. Reports from riders who have recently encountered the area say that respite is finally in sight. The snowmelt is coming quickly with the seasonable warmth, which worries many that rivers downstream will swell and burst their banks, as happened in the late spring snowstorms of '83. Planting season is also reportedly delayed, as many areas are too muddy for work animals to work a plow. Land of the lawless, family murdered. Highway robbery and murder have become a daily affair once more to those traveling near tall trees. Henniganstead, Armadillo, I remember Armadillo from the first Red Dead, or Tumbleweed. Huntington Schrader and his wife and 2 boys were traveling by wagon when they were held up by heavily armed bandits, believed to be members of the notorious Del Lobo gang. Mr. Schrader opened fire, and the shorter of the bandits was soon a corpse. But the taller one, worked into desperation by the death of his companion, found his mark, and Mr. Schrader was soon a corpse too. His wife Isabella stood her ground and fired at the bandits until they fled. Her younger son Isaac had been hit in the incident and soon bled to death. Travelers are warned to avoid the areas as incidents of violence, thievery, and murder are increasing faster than law enforcement can pursue them. 21 dead in attacks. Banks and Sage is held at gunpoint. Colm O'Driscoll, a man with a bloody record. Here's the O'Driscolls once again. We met them up in the Grizzlies, but we did not come across Colm. Reverend Alex H. Hughes was shot and killed for voicing his concern for the safety of the women on aboard a stagecoach destined for West Elizabeth. The shameful tragedy is part of widespread disorder led by notorious outlaw Colm O'Driscoll and his gang. Multiple stagecoaches and shipments have been robbed by the O'Driscoll gang across New Hanover and West Elizabeth. Banks in the region are also said to be on caution as a number have been held up. Not satisfied with the riches of their plunder, the members of the O'Driscoll gang are reported to delight in torture and bloodshed as part of their escapades and have left widows and widowers in their wake. Travelers are encouraged to be aware and armed, especially in the area of Big Valley, where the gang is reported to have taken a large ranch as a base of operations, leaving the family and ranch hands dead. Hersey, religious sect recruiting. Citizens of Valentine protests claim Colonians commit blasphemy. Oh, excuse me. The evils of colonialism are still flourishing. It is now practiced openly, and this newspaper believes it is a menace to all our liberty. Christian citizens of Valentine gathered at the church last Saturday to protest what they and any sensibly minded people consider a blasphemy in their midst. The Colonians have been actively recruiting young men. Valentine wrestles with its own homegrown religious movement. They claim the true Bible was handed down 100 years ago to our great prophet from above. Local religious leaders warn this blasphemy threatens the future of the region and indeed the country. The Colonians hold a turtle to be sacred and consider them ancient holy animals to never be harmed. Protesters were seen holding signs with the turtle that had been crossed out. Mexican border dispute intensifies. Soldiers block passage. President calls for severing ties. Not since General Francisco Ramirez Torres seized the presidency of Mexico in the bloody coup of 1876 have relations been so strained with the U.S. among heightened tensions. General Torres has placed troops along the border to deny entry to prospectors, cattle ranchers, and renegade bands of Indians who have taken to raiding Mexican settlements. In retaliation, with an isolationist tone, President McAllister has called for a ban on trade with Mexico. He said the U.S. has provided resources over the years, including help in ending the Apache Wars 10 years ago, and received little in return except hostility. A search for ancient bones, the dinosaur hunt continues. New Hanover hailed as a geological wonderland. There's a lot of news to read. Hailing New Hanover as a geological wonderland, amateur paleontologist Deborah McGinnis is on the hunt, excavating several sites in the state. As fossils pour in from the Grizzlies, McGinnis asserts that an undiscovered species of dinosaur, which she claims could fly, swim, and walk, once inhabited the region in the prehistoric ages. Labeling the elusive creature a Totalosaurus, she has devoted her life's work to unearthing the remains of the ancient animal, despite geologists saying no evidence exists in the established fossil record. Several universities have rejected her work, saying Miss McGinnis would be better suited to writing fiction than searching for dinosaurs. Bubonic plague spreads. Arriving ships quarantined. An epidemic of bubonic plague has broken out in India and Hong Kong and spread to our troops in the Philippines. Several soldiers have died in Manila of what was called a loathsome disease. Despite the best efforts in sanitary science to stamp it out, the plague appears to have resurfaced in this country. In New York and St. Denis, victims of plague were confirmed, and vessels arriving were given the choice of a doctor visiting each ship or turning around. Any body suspected of death from the disease should be immediately burned, even if the cause of expiry is not confirmed as bubonic plague by bacteriological examination. War breaks out in Philippines. Insurrection against United States grows. Holy crap. Bear attacks worry residents. Man killed while hunting. It is unknown if the bear is gravely wounded. Hunters are warned to heed cautious. We came across a bear up in the Grizzlies, and then that's the last one. The art of angling, a little bit about fishing. So I like that. I like that they have the newspaper because it gives you a really good idea of kind of, you know, what's happening in the world, and we definitely learned a lot. In a little bit of the light research that I've done in this game, I found that the world itself can be very dangerous, especially if you're traveling on your own. There's lots of bandit groups that will just try and kill you more or less, and then you got wild animals like bears. We get to have a look at some of the politics of some of the stuff that is going on, which is definitely pretty important. So I'm just gonna try and ride up here and get my horse back. This is my temporary horse. And then we gotta continue north back up into the Grizzlies. I may not be able to go up to the Grizzlies, especially if it's snowing, just because I'm not really wearing the appropriate clothing for it. Didn't really get much of a chance to get cleaned up either, but
now, come on.
Hey. Yeah.
Horsey. So now I gotta leave the temporary horse here. You are now a wild horse, horse.
Boy.
So we're going way up here to our first gunslinger, which is Flaco Hernandez. Holy, that is one hell of a ride. So we'll take care of the first gunslinger, then we'll make our way back and regroup with some of our team back at base camp. We will try and accomplish some of those missions. I'm pretty much done in Valentine. We won't really need to head back to Valentine likely until we've gone and seen all of these gunslingers, and we can return to the stranger that we met in Keen's Saloon. I don't really see a reason to go back there unless one of our story missions leads us back into Valentine, but we seem to be heading in a more southerly direction right now. So we are going up into the mountains here. I really hope I'm not going to freeze to death, but we're about to find out. Damn. This is quite a narrow pathway.
Easy. Whoa.
Your horse kind of moves on itself sometimes, which can be disorienting, like when it shakes its head or... Your horse is agitated by a predator. If the predator gets too close, your horse will buck you off. Oh, me sideways. I don't even want to know what it is. All reading about these bears and everything else. Could be wolves. Some animal just ran out in front of me there, so that might have been it. It was just a small thing, with like maybe a rabbit or something, but I don't think it would have notified me about a rabbit. So we're getting up into the snowy climate here. We're getting to a higher elevation.
Come on.
Your health core will drain faster while cold. Change clothes to warm up. Oh damn. Just keep riding, just keep riding, just keep riding. If I stop, I'm just opening myself up to be attacked by something, so... I should have probably changed before I left Valentine, but I shouldn't really be in the snow for too long, and I do have a little bit of food and some health cures that should help if things start to... if my health starts to get out of control a little bit.
Yeah.
So the snow here is pretty deep.
Yeah.
There is a pathway here somewhere, but the snow's obviously covered it up. It's probably a little bit harder on my horse traveling through the snow as well.
Now, come on.
There's the path. So this is Flaco Hernandez that we're going after here. So once we get to Flacco, I'm going to save and quit. That's going to be it for our stream today. I just wanted to get the traveling taken care of. Hopefully I don't have to start off back in Valentine and make this trip all over again, because this is one hell of a long trip. I don't know if it starts you off in the last town or last base camp you were in, or how it works, but hopefully when I start the next stream I'll already be up here in the Grizzlies. Sorry, Horsey. My Horsey's probably pretty cold, too. We just got out of the snow, for Christ's sakes, and now we already got to head back up here.
Go!
So this looks like more of a main path here. This should take me straight north. It's probably getting colder the further up the mountain I travel. Just gotta pray and hope that it doesn't get too cold. How am I doing here? So I'm cold, and my core health is actually draining quite quickly. Wow, I have about 6 minutes in real time left here in the cold. It's draining at 692%. Holy, just because I'm cold. Wow. So I'm going to want to keep an eye on that for sure. I don't really have a whole lot of time here. I think my horse is getting kind of agitated again. There's some group of foxes back there, it looked like. Yeah. Every time I see an animal now, I'm like, oh shit. And I don't even have my hat to keep me warm anymore. I lost it in that brawl. So we're getting there. We're almost there. I guess it'll probably be like a cabin or something. Oh yeah. Holy look how deep the snow is here. I've only got my sidearm on me. I don't have any other weapons on my person. Might have some left back on my horse there, but I'm gonna just simply use one of the health tonics, I think. Okay, so this is how I maintain my gun. So I do need to buy some gun oil if I wish to do that. Because you'll see the attributes of the gun will actually decrease, as you can see there in the bottom left corner. So I can't do anything about that right now. I've only got the one miracle tonic. I have 3 of these health cures though, so let's just go with the health cure. It's going to fortify my health core for the time being too, which is important because I'm losing it quite rapidly here in the colder weather. Uh-oh. It didn't look like it did a whole lot. So maybe I should eat something? I've got some assorted biscuits. Okay, so eating something did buy me some time, but I'm still losing my health rather rapidly here. Now it's at 900% in the red that I'm losing it, which is really rather quickly, and still only 6 minutes left that I can deal with it. So definitely going to want to keep an eye on that. Might as well just do the Flacco thing while I'm here. Rode all the way up here. Might as well end our stream on, with a bang. Flacco, come out wherever you are.
Hey, who's that? You're in the wrong camp, stranger.
I don't mean no harm, okay? Just want to speak to Hernandez.
We don't like visitors up here. Kill this fool.
Jesus, so I tried to defuse the situation. Didn't really work out too well, and they actually opened fire on me. Fortunately, none of them were, well, at least I can take one of their hats. None of them were Flacco. He's in this shed over here. I'm killing him if I get the chance. His men attacked me.
Flacco Hernandez, you in there? I didn't want trouble, but I'm just here to speak with you. About Boy Calloway.
Pull your weapons away, and I'll come out.
Sure thing.
I'm unarmed. I just want to talk. About Boy Calloway?
Sure. Here's your message.
Holy crap. So we gotta do one of those like old style like revolver duels. So you have to slowly... Okay, this is this is probably gonna take a couple tries here. We have to slowly hold R2, lightly hold R2 to begin filling the meter. And then you're supposed to shoot, I guess. Yeah, there we go. Take a close-up photo of Flacco Hernandez. Took a couple tries. So I guess it's really sensitive. You can't draw your weapon too quickly, but you can't do it too slowly either, because then he'll just draw it before you, and he'll shoot you like he did multiple times there with me. And then once it's full, you just aim and shoot, and bada bing, bada boom. So we got to pull out our camera, our newly acquired camera. Take a close-up photo of Flacco, and mission complete. So one of the... I lost my friggin' hat again, go figure. So 1 out of 4 of the gunslingers are down. Now, I'm probably losing health here once again. I got shot multiple times too. Back down to 3%. God damn, this is hard. I'll have to try and... We'll eat some canned sweet corn. That should probably buy me enough time to get off the mountain. Yeah, we're back to about 70 minutes, so that's all right. All right, so I feel like that was a very successful stream. We were able to get quite a lot done. Now we're going to head back south again. We'll just pass right by Valentine. We will head to the base camp, complete the missions there. We'll head to the train station, complete the missions there, and then grab the other gunslinger. And that's what I will try and focus on in the next stream. And then probably the one after that, we'll be able to go on to Javier, which is even further south of the Flatneck train station where the Reverend's at. And then we can try and pick up some of these other gunslingers as well. Thanks again. Make sure to leave a like, comment if there's you know, something you want to see in my playthrough here. We're about 10.1% through already. Wow, that is surprising to me. Make sure to subscribe so you know when all of my videos drop, and we'll see you on the next one.